I'm putting this video together for my cousins. They got a couple sons that need they need to give haircuts to and can't make it to the barbershop. So I'm gonna walk you through the technique that I use to cut my hair. Hopefully you all find it helpful. Thanks. So typically I use the Andis T-Outliners. This is what I use to trim and line up with. And here I use the Andis Master clippers. I'll put links in the show notes below. And so these are pretty good pair of clippers as well. And so this is what I'll use to cut it down and also to do the fades. So what I'm going to be doing is, you can see my hair here, kind of bald in spots. And so what I typically do is I cut it down to a even level. Then I'll do a fade, and I'll show you all how I do the fade. And pretty much all I use is these two pair of clippers. I have a toothbrush and then a hairbrush. And so I'll just walk you all through the process. So let me just get set up here. Also, I like to use plastic. So I order on Amazon these plastic sheets. These are like what you would get if you go to the dry cleaners to put your clothes in. I just cut it in half, split it. Well, not cut it in half, but I split it. And then it helps with the hair cleanup in the bathroom. So guys, I would definitely say purchase some of these. Makes your cleanup so much easier. You don't have hair everywhere. All right. Typically what I do, I'll start with, I'll show you the levels that I typically use. I'll go all the way down, push it all the way up. And this is gonna be for the fade. And then as I go, I'll adjust it. So typically I'll start here, then I'll go there, and I'll either end up in between the second and the third notch. But let's get started. Start here. First, what I'm gonna do is just go from the top, and all I'm doing is just going over and I'm cutting it down. And so let's cut all this down. And what you'll see is, let's start here and go over. It's going to help all the way through. So I got that over. And then going for the fade side, I'll just start at the bottom and I'm gonna go up. And so what I do is I just make a line kind of all the way around here, as you can see. So I'll go up. Come around to here. Slowly going up at the top. Shake it off every so often. Cut the clippers off. Get the excess. And I'll go back. One other thing that I like to use is I have a mirror that I use that helps me with the back. So what I can do is use this. So as I'm going through the back, I'll use the mirror behind me and I'll go up. And this is just for, if you're cutting it yourself. But for the ladies, you're cutting your son's hair, you probably won't need the mirror. And I would suggest do not give him the mirror to look at as you're cutting it, because he's going to be trying to give you too many instructions as you go along. But all I'm doing here is just, again, just lining this around. So this is fairly decent at this point. back up and through. What you want to do is kind of get a lot of this hair, you know, often try to get it where it's in the back where it's pretty even, you know, from top to bottom. Make sure I don't have any dark spots that I may have missed. Right. Looking pretty good. Right. So nothing from there is brush off. Get some of the hair out. And again, this plastic comes in handy because it catches the majority of this hair, so it makes my cleanup really easy. So going to the other side, I know it's a little hard from that camera angle, but hopefully you can see from the reflection from the mirror. And all I'm going to do is, again, just line this piece up here. All right, and I got some excess, so I'm gonna hold that ear down and go over. All right, pull that side burn up. So now, I'm just working my way up so you can see around. Have it up so I can check my mirror to see if one side's higher. Now there's a little higher on one side, so I can clean that up. I can just go up a little bit more on this left side. Okay, so got that side. Now I'm going to start doing a light blend here. So I was all the way down. I'm going to go to the middle. So if that's 1, I'm going to 2. Going to 2 right there. What I'm going to do is just go up about a 1/4 inch or so, all the way around. All the way around. 1/4 inch. I've kind of been doing it a long time, so I kind of know where the line is. It's by default for filling it. But as you're doing it in the mirror, you can just keep looking, and if you're unsure in the back, you can just sit down and use the mirror to get the back. For the sake of this, I'll just show as I go around here. Kind of went up there, and then I'm gonna go up to the 3rd spot. Pull this up again. And I'm doing just going about another 1/4 inch up. Another 1/4 inch up all the way around. All right. Brush off again. Clear some of this hair off. You see what my back is looking like? So, still got a little bit there. And what I'm gonna do with this last little burr there, and just go up to the 4th. And I'm just get the rest of this off. Just pull that all the way up. That was number 4, all the way up. y'all can probably see that I have a little bit of a line in between each of the levels. So I'll show you how to get those out. So again, I started there initially. So I'm gonna go about halfway in between the 1 and the 2. Start down at the bottom again, and this is where I'm gonna use the brush. So I'm gonna brush down, go up, brush down, go up. And again, I'm just getting that bottom line piece there, around, brush. Again, go up just a little bit. Brush down again, go up. Alright, so repeat that in the back. Let's pull that down, go up. As you can see, just getting that bottom line out. That's all I'm concentrating on. So now if I come to this side, probably see the line a bit more pronounced. So we just work to get it out. So I'll just switch hands. So. Down. And what this is going to do is really going to help the fade as you come down. Again, I'm in that middle between the 1 and the 2 notch on the clipper. You should slowly see that line disappear. All right. So look at that. That's pretty good. Now, so that was for the first line. So now you remember when I started off with the 1 and I did the 2, then the 3. So I went in between the 1 and the 2 to clear up that. Now you might see a slight little line a little bit higher. So there, I'm gonna go between the 2 and the 3 and work to get that out and just repeat that same pattern. Again, I'm just going a little higher this time. A little higher. Get my brush. Sorry, bring it down. And you may be noticing at the top, it's like, why is it shorter? So when I first started, I had the guard on the wrong side, and I went to the 1 on the top, and I shouldn't have, so I messed it up. So I'll show y'all what I'm gonna do to fix that. So again, I'm just going around, brush down. So again. Okay, I'm doing the same thing. So like I told you, I went too far initially when I first started cutting, so I'm gonna just start blending, trying to blend this in. What you have to do is cut it down a little bit more. Put it on the wrong amount when I first started cutting. So what I could do is just say go there and just go up. Try to work this line out. Work this line out all the way around. And that's because I made a mistake at the very beginning. I should have started right here on the top, but I had it on the very first one. That's what made a mistake. So So, hey, I've been doing it a long time, so I even make mistakes as well. But you can see, what I'm do is just get that out and take that, try to take that line out. So all I'm doing is just, again, just going around, top to the bottom. I'm trying to take that out because I started so low at the top. Alright, so not looking too bad actually. I can still see the line kind of pronounced on this side. So let me go in a little bit, so maybe a 1. Just about the 2 in this to see if I can start just going down a little bit, see if I can fade it out just a bit. So hopefully you all can see that fade it out. Now here's a trick. I can go against the grain, push the hair up against the grain just a bit to bring it up, and then come back down on it. See, do that a few times. See if I can get that line to come out. That's coming pretty decently. Just put a little spot here. Try to work that out. So again, just go around. You can see here. So, pretty decent. Now, as you can see on this side, when I first started, when I started down at the 1, and I went in and I still got that line there, so go about the 1.5. And just start working that again. Back from the bottom here, trying to get that line out. Take that line out just a bit. Get my brush. See what it looks like. Yeah, the line's coming out pretty good. And so now what I can do is I can close it all the way, and then I can turn the clipper up and come down. Again, just trying to get the rest of that line out. And one thing I noticed too, you can go kind of sideways, kind of down, and change the clipper angle, and that can help with that fade as well. Alright, it's looking pretty decent. Let me check the back, see what I'm looking like here. So I got any dark spots, black spots. Nah, it's looking pretty good. So now, look at the top. Got a couple little areas up here. I can try to even up some. So again, I started too low, but since I got it that low, I gotta try to fix it. One thing I'm gonna do is go against the grain. So I'm gonna take it at a 3, and I'm gonna go backwards, see if I can get some of this dark out. And just run it over it a bit. That's fair enough. All right, so now we're gonna transition next to the lineup. So, T-outliner. So typically what I like to do, if I'm going to keep my sideburns or not, so I'll just show you that, like if I'm going to keep them. So again, if it's for your son, you know, young man, he may not have sideburns, so you can just take them up. So I'm just show you what you can do if you have sideburns that you're going to keep. So again, I'm just come here over. I'm just trying to keep the edge of the clipper parallel to like the ground to make a straight edge. And then just level off here. So I'm gonna bring that up, clear that out. I got you. I'm just coming back over it one more time. Clean that up. Alright. And then on the inside, let's come back toward the ear. hold the ear down, and just tilt. So I'm using the edge of the clipper here, and all I'm doing is just taking it. So here, so I start there, just take my time and just go around the contour of the ear. I'm just pulling it down towards the ear just a little bit, not big motions. And you know, take your time, go slow. Why you won't make any mistakes. If you do, don't worry about it. It takes practice. And then, you know, for us old guys, we gotta shave our ears. So get all the hair off our ears. Young guys, you ain't got to worry about that. Alright, so you can see there. Kind of clean that up. Alright, now, so let's go for a lineup. So let's say okay, what I typically like to do, I'll pull the skin up a bit. And I kind of slide the corner of the clipper around. Using the corner of the clipper, what I'm trying to do is make a kind of an arc. So hopefully you'll be able to see here. So I can start here with the line. Now, one of the things I've cautioned against, particularly with younger guys, or even older guys, but make sure that you're not going too far back into the hairline or going up too high. Because like sometimes in the effort to make a line straight, some barbers may go and start cutting too far up here, and I'll illustrate more when I get up toward the top. But sometimes when you do that, you'll start creating an early or receding hairline prematurely for people. So, and sometimes even if you go to the barber and they're doing that, and you notice it, say, hey, don't worry about evening it up. Try not to take the line back too far because you don't want your line receding way back off your head. You know. So in this case, I'm just gonna go up. Right there. Clean that out. And all I'm doing is, and again, since I cut the top so low, don't have much difference in the levels as I go up. But I don't know, I may do another video. I don't know if I'll post this one or not. If I do another one, you'll see when I have the right length. Okay, so that's what I was talking about across the front. So you can see my hairline, right? It's kind of jacked up, but I don't want to go way back too far because I'm just further taking my hairline back in an effort to make it straight. So all I'm gonna do is just go here and I'll just pull down. Go here, pull down. And if it's not exactly straight, that's fine. So on this side, I'm just go, pull down. Now you can see right here in this corner here, still got a little bit left. So what I'm gonna do is just go up and turn the clipper sideways and just run it there. Now I don't want to be careful not to go way back into that corner. So I'm try to do the same on the side. Turn the line up here. And then just try to repeat the same side here. Sideburns. Square it off initially at the bottom. I can show you that off. All I'm doing again, see that the clipper is kind of parallel to being vertical. So all I'm doing is just bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Now one thing I like to do is, like, I'll look in the mirror straight on and I'll see if one side is higher than the other. And if it is, I'll just adjust accordingly to make them even. So my other side was a little higher, so I could take this enough just a little bit. Try to make them match. All right. And again, I'm just gonna do the arc around using the edge of the blade. What I'm gonna do is do that. Again, I come back. Just gonna clean out some of that excess. Then I repeat the same thing here, trying to clean up the back side of the sideburn as well as going around the ear. And then from there, then I'll show you how to do the back. Again, us old guys, we got hair growing out of our ears. We got to cut this stuff out of our ears. Alright, so now we use the front side of the clipper here. We just go around and kind of carve it around the ear. Removing some of that excess. And as you can see here, on the sideburn, kind of got a little stubble. What I do, sometimes I'll just take the clipper up, I'll put it, I'm not sure how long it is, so I'll start here. Then I'll just go against the grain and go up. And then even it out well, which you didn't. You have to go a little closer. Alright, now I'm going to show how you line up in the back. And it'll be a little bit easier for if you're cutting against someone else's hair versus cutting your own. So since I'm only doing it by myself, I just have to show you this way. So I sit down and use a double mirror and mirror my hand and the mirror here. So what I typically like to do is start coming around the ear first and get the line going down. Then I'll go across. So I try to get both sides. So let's walk through that. So what I do is hold the ear down, place the clipper, and then I'll just take the clipper and I'll just get it and I'll just come down. What I'm trying to do is just create a straight line off that ear. And again, with the natural line of where my hairline already was. And I'm not trying to go too far in, but I am trying to make it straight. So sometimes I may go in just a little bit. I don't want to exaggerate it. Alright, so that side's done. Again, hold the ear down, use the opposite mirror, come here, and all I'm doing is just gently use the blade. You don't have to dig into your skin, provided your blades are decently sharp. Coming down. So, it's pretty good. I see I got a little stubble there. I'll show you how to clean that up in a minute. So now, let's go across the back. So this is probably the hardest part for me because you got one side and you're trying to get a straight line across. So again, I use the mirror here. And I start at one side, I typically start on my right side. And I just start coming left. Try to take an imaginary line, try to hold the clipper straight, so come across, take that line out. So again, all I'm trying to do is just trying to make a line where it's even. So sometimes when I get this far, I go back and check it and see if I missed something. So let me go back and just, again, go back up to the top and just pull it down. So now, other times what I'll do is, because it does look like it's quite straight over there, so let me get the clipper and turn it upside down and come up. Just trying to square that off. It's so light, can't really tell if I got it or not, but it's close enough for government work. So here, I'm gonna do the same. Hold the clipper upside down, come to this side, and try to